What's up, YouTube world? This is Stephen again. It is currently 7:48 p.m. on September 9th of 2021, and I would like to welcome you all to my ninth Storytime with Stephen. Today I'm going to be doing something different. I have been doing mainly stories about my life for the past about 7 or 8 Storytime with Stevens, but for this one, I'm going to be telling you a story that I wrote, and these short stories that I write are inspired by Mr. Nightmare's YouTube channel. None of these are his ideas. Just ahead of time, none of these are his ideas. These are ideas that I came up with, and I'm compiling them into a short story compilation to possibly later self-publish, but we'll see how many short stories I can do. If I come up with enough, then I'll self-publish it. If not, then I probably won't. But I'm going to be telling you the short story that I just recently wrote, maybe about a few days to a week ago. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Here we go. Story 8, I Have Candy. I am currently 11 years old. This unfortunate event happened almost a year ago in between Halloween and Thanksgiving. A couple of Christmases ago, my dad received a Christmas present from his sister. She always knew that he wanted some extra security around the house because of a break-in that occurred at our house once when we were out of town on summer vacation. Having known this, she gave him 3 indoor security cameras. He was elated to receive the cameras from her. The following day, he installed all 3. He installed one in the living room, one in the dining room facing the front door, and one in the upstairs hallway. I am almost certain if he knew what would happen, he would have never installed the security cameras in the first place. My mom and dad were not home at the time. My mom was at work, and my dad went to the grocery store to get a few things, so I was at home by myself. This event is still engraved in my mind to this day, and it probably will be for a very long time, maybe the rest of my life. I was watching television in the living room when I heard a voice coming from the living room camera saying, "Hey kid, I am one of your dad's friends. Open the door and come outside. I have candy in my car." I found this to be extremely weird, especially since the voice was coming from one of the security cameras that my dad installed in the house. Having known all of my dad's friends' names, I asked the man, "What is your name?" The man told me his name, and sure enough, I recognized the name the man said as it is the name of one of my dad's friends. I was still not convinced. I then asked him, "What is my dad's name?" He proceeded to tell me my dad's name, and the man was correct. The name he said was indeed my dad's name. Still unconvinced this man was a friend of my dad's, I asked him, "What is my name?" Not even wasting a second, he said my name, which was correct, and said, "I gave your dad a call and told him that I would be coming over to give you some candy. Come outside and give me a hand. There is a ton of it in the trunk of my car." I wanted to call my dad to verify if what the man said was true. However, I did not own a cell phone. My parents thought I was too young to have one, and we did not have a landline phone. I was all alone with no phone. I would not even be able to call 911. I still found it extremely weird that this man who claims to be one of my dad's friends was talking to me through a security camera. My parents told me to never answer the door to strangers, but this man claimed not to be one, and he knew my dad's name and my name. It was also about a week or 2 after Halloween, so maybe this man was a friend of my dad and wanted to drop off some candy at our house. Having thought it over for a moment, I told him, "You can just leave it at the front door. I will be right out to retrieve all of it after you leave." He told me, "There was a ton of it. I could really use a hand. This is more than a one-man job." I then thought it over for another moment, and he had me convinced enough, which was when I said, "Okay, we will need to be quick. I am not supposed to have visitors here when I am on my own. I am coming to the front door now." "Do not worry, I will be out of here in a heartbeat," the man told me. I went to the front door, opened the door, and to my demise, I did not recognize this man at all. He looked borderline homeless. He had long, dark gray hair which came down to his chest. His brown eyes looked like they were about to bulge out of his head. He wore a white, sweat-stained shirt that had more holes in it than I can count. His blue jeans had giant holes in the knees, and his dirty black shoes also had holes. He grabbed my arm forcefully and pulled me towards his car. As soon as I made it outside, I screamed, "Help! Help! Help! Help!" as loudly as I possibly could. The second after I yelled for help, my dad drove into the driveway, put his car in park, jumped out, ran to the man, and screamed, "What are you doing with my son?" Before my dad could even get out of his car, the man ran back to his car, put it in drive, and sped off with his tires screeching in the distance. I ran to my dad in tears and gave him a tight hug. He asked me what happened, and I explained everything to him. I explained how the man and I were communicating, and I explained what the man told me. My dad told me the man may have hacked into our security camera system that we have in our house. It is beyond scary to even think about the man hacking into the cameras. For that man to know my dad's friend's name, my dad's name, and my name, I cannot even begin to imagine how long and how many times he had hacked our security cameras. My dad was so happy and extremely relieved that I was safe, but he still grounded me for a week for answering the door to a stranger when I was specifically told not to. I was also not allowed to stay home on my own anymore until I turned 16. The following Christmas, having known what happened with the security cameras, one of my Christmas presents from my parents was a cell phone. However, my parents told me that the cell phone is to be used for emergencies only until I turned 16. If they were to find out that I used it for anything else, they would take it away until I am 16. That unfortunate occurrence still haunts me to this day. If my dad did not come home when he did, the man would have kidnapped me or maybe done something much worse. So that is my story time with Stephen for today, and that is my 8th story, my most recent story in this collection of short horror stories that I'm compiling into this one book. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the story, and hit me up in the comment section below and let me know if you want to hear some others. Maybe I'll do another one sometime. And yeah, just let me know what you think and let me know what you feel about the story that I wrote. Let me know how good or how bad it is. It doesn't matter to me. I'll take any feedback. But yeah, that's my story time with Stephen for today, and I cannot wait to do the next one come October. So if you liked what you saw in this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and comment below. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. This is Stephen signing out.